Hello and welcome to MarathonJourney.com, where I've used the Jeff Galloway Run, Walk, Run training program to turn myself from a lazy monkey into a marathon maniac. This is version 2.21, and for those of you who are confused about the version numbers, that means that this is the 21st week of the second year. In other words, 73 weeks since I first arose from my recliner chair and took my first steps in training to become an endurance athlete. Now, since that time, we've run 5K, we've run 10K, we've run 3 half marathons and 5 marathons, and been out to the marathon distance once during training. So you'd think, wow, that's really successful, and it is. It is incredible that in 1 year and not quite 5 months that we've gone from being completely sedentary to being a marathon maniac. But there's a little bit of a problem with me, and that is, if you've been following me, you know that I am at heart and physiologically a sprinter. And that means that I go fast for a very short amount of time. So even though I've gotten to the point where I can complete so far 5 marathons this season, I don't do so quickly. And being past 50 means that I can't just keep on training. In fact, when I ran the 10K, I did something that I shouldn't have done, and that was I tried to run it a little bit too fast and came up with a strain on the attachment point of my Achilles tendon to my heel, and that has been nagging me ever since. And that was September, and this is January. So I've been running most of my marathons with a little bit of a nag in my heel, and so that kind of limits my ability to do any speed work or anything that would normally kind of benefit the speed of my runs. And don't get me wrong, there was no injuries that ever occurred because of the Jeff Galloway Run, Walk, Run program. In fact, if I would have been following the program, I would have been running that 10K at a much slower pace and wouldn't have had that problem. But the sprinter in me said go fast, and so I did, and I paid the price. So I need to come up with something else, something that will be a little bit different, something that isn't the norm, because I can't go out there and run those mile repeats because I'm just too bloody old, and I'm fragile when I'm old, and I'm still not exactly the best endurance athlete. So we have a new tool that we're putting to use here, and we took a look at it back in almost 10 months ago at the Princess Half Marathon, which was our first half marathon, and looked at it and said, wow, that's really interesting, but I really didn't have a need for it at the time. I saw the utility of it for some people, but not me. But now that I have those marathons under my belt, and we're continuing to run marathons, one every 3 to 4 weeks, I need something that I can use as a cross-training tool that will get me faster without the impact of running, doing hill work and doing speed work. And so when we went to the Walt Disney World Marathon, at the expo, lo and behold, this tool was there again, and we took a cab ride over to the dealer and took a look at it, got checked out on it, and it almost beat us home. It's been a part of our routine for this week, and it looks like it's going to be part of our routine for quite a while. And we'll show you what that is just on the other side of the break. And here it is, our newest training tool, the ElliptiGO 8C. Now, some of you may think, well, it's just a bicycle. No, it's not a bicycle. Has no seat, has no pedals. Well, it's an elliptical machine. Well, you're kind of right. It does use the elliptical motion in order to propel 2 wheels, human-powered, hence it is a bicycle as far as the law is concerned, so you have to follow all of the bicycle laws in your area. But unlike a bicycle, has no seat, has no pedals, and instead of using the same muscles that a bicycle uses, because it uses a stand-up elliptical motion, it uses the same muscles that you use in running. it also has a very coincidental calorie burn, and also heart rate and lung capacity is about the same as is required for running at the same cadence. Now, the stride is anywhere from 25 to 16 inches, and it's fully adjustable. I've adjusted mine down just a little bit, down to a 22-inch stride. And the stride motion is different than what you'd find in an elliptical machine in a gym, because there is a plant phase, there is a drive phase, there is a toe-off phase, there is a recovery phase, and then again to plant. So the actual action of your feet is very close to that of running, unlike an elliptical machine that you use in the gym that has kind of a flat uphill motion. So it mimics running, but with absolutely no impact. And these are being used not quite widely, but by some amazing athletes, including Meb Keflezighi, who's using it to train for the Boston Marathon. So we figured we'd give it a try. We saw this, like I said, 10 months ago and said, you know, it's an interesting idea, didn't need it at the time, but now it's become a tool that I think will be a real fantastic adjunct to my marathon training. How does it work? Well, let's go out and take it for a ride and we'll show you. The hardest thing about riding an ElliptiGO and training with it is getting over the kind of bicycle-ish tendencies you have while you're jumping up on something with two wheels. What you have to do is just forget the fact that this thing has wheels and get up and start running. And amazingly, you will just jump right into it. It's pretty cool. It is such a natural running motion that it makes it very easy to get used to. There are 8 speeds, so you can adjust your cadence, and your posture is very, very upright, same as if you were running. And it's just an amazing experience to be going through the motions of running without actually impacting the ground. It's kind of like running on a cloud. It's really cool. We'll let you know how things go, how it feels, but we got to get in shape because next weekend is the Surf City Marathon in Huntington Beach, California, and we're looking forward to some sun, some sand, some surf, and a really cool finish line. What are you looking forward to this week and into the future? Hopefully it's good runs, good fun, great times. Get out there, put one foot in front of the other, and we'll see you out there on the road.